Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into something I know we all feel, the daily, almost unexplainable exhaustion of modern life. More importantly, we're going to uncover the biological key to unlocking genuine, lasting resilience against it. We're going to explore exactly why our daily routines drain our energy so intensely, and how we can use very specific, daily positive rituals to literally rewire our brains to fight back. So, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why a simple, everyday work email can make your heart pound like you're literally being chased by a wild animal? It's kind of a funny thought, right? But it actually points to this fascinating biological mismatch. You see, our bodies are essentially running on ancient hardware. We're equipped with this incredible survival system, perfectly designed for the physical dangers of the wild, but we're using it to navigate a modern digital reality. We're responding to software notifications with the exact same physiological intensity our ancestors used to escape actual life-threatening danger.
Think about it like this. Back in the day, if an ancestral physical threat, let's say a tiger, appeared out of nowhere, your biology did exactly what it was supposed to do. It triggered a massive spike in stress hormones. Your heart races, your muscles tense up, you literally need to fight or run for your life. It's a physical necessity. But today, our main threats are modern, psychosocial ones, like the email. When a stressful email lands in your inbox, your body releases those exact same stress hormones. But what do you actually need to do to answer an email? You just need to sit completely still, be quiet, and focus. You're just sitting there in a desk chair, staring at a glowing screen, while your nervous system is absolutely screaming at you to sprint for your life. It's the ultimate biological irony.
Section 1. The Modern Stress Pile On. Now let's talk about something called microtransactional stress. And honestly, this validates exactly why you feel so wiped out at the end of a seemingly normal day, and why we desperately need specific rituals to cope. Modern stress is really a chronic, cumulative pile-on of daily psychosocial friction. It's not one big tiger, it's more like 1,000 tiny mosquito bites. Psychologists actually view this through a transactional model of depreciation. Basically, stress happens when the perceived daily demands piled onto your plate simply exceed the resources you have available to handle them. Your personal energy is constantly being depreciated by these tiny, daily microtransactions.
So what exactly is piling onto our plates? Well, public health reviews point to a few main pillars of modern friction. And brace yourself because just listing these out can feel a little heavy. First, we have digital hyperconnectivity, which basically keeps us constantly vigilant. Then, economic and cost of living pressures, things like inflation draining our mental energy. Add to that relentless workplace demands, environmental constraints like navigating urban logistics, and finally, social isolation. That weird paradox of being totally digitally connected to everyone, but lacking real face-to-face community support. It is a relentless barrage that keeps our nervous systems locked on high alert, triggering these constant, low-level cortisol spikes all day long.
Section 2. Digital and workplace friction. Let's zoom in on digital overload and workplace demands for a second. With digital overload, we're dealing with this always-on expectation. Smartphones and remote work have basically erased the line between our professional and personal lives. Plus, we're facing serious information fatigue from 24/7 doom scrolling and constant online cyber friction. Now, combine all of that with workplace demands. We're caught in a productivity trap of constant achievement, dealing with lean staffing, tight deadlines, and, crucially, a lack of autonomy. Having really high demands but absolutely no control over how tasks are paced is a mathematically proven driver of emotional strain. It effectively traps you in a 24/7 hypervigilant state.
Section 3. The cortisol spike problem.
Let's just look at a typical morning of modern urban friction. You wake up, and maybe the very first thing you do is grab your phone. Bam! Blue light screen time right in the eyes, instantly messing with your biological rhythms. Then you leave home. You hit heavy traffic, deal with a long commute, noise pollution, maybe some public transit delays. By the time you finally sit down at your desk and get hit with that first wave of email notifications, your body has already experienced multiple repetitive spikes in cortisol. Your physical stress response is fully activated by simple logistics before your official workday has even started. This physical cortisol spike is the core biological problem we need to solve.
So, looking at all of this, how do we actually stop the digital tiger? We know our environment isn't going to magically change overnight, right? Emails will keep coming. Traffic is still going to be there. What we really need is a biological release valve to counter this constant friction.
Section 4. Intentionally creating positive moments. Okay, here's the absolute game changer for building resilience. Science shows us that if you intentionally experience a positive emotional moment just after a stressful event, you can prevent the harmful effects of that stress. It has been scientifically demonstrated. If you purposefully inject a positive moment right after a microstressor hits, you actually halt the physical depreciation of your body. You stop the harmful effects of that cortisol spike dead in its tracks. Let's actually just take a second here. Take a deep breath. When the tiger was at the door, you needed to run. But when that email hits your inbox, your biological necessity is the exact opposite. You need a moment of quiet to tell your nervous system that you are totally safe. You need to embrace a pause, to let your body realize it does not need to fight for survival right now.
Section 5. Rewiring your daily resilience.
So, here's your game plan. We call it the resilience ritual. It's 3 super simple steps to stop that cortisol spike. Step 1. Acknowledge the microstressor. You hear the phone buzz, you feel that familiar spike of anxiety. Just acknowledge it's happening. Step 2. Recognize it is not a physical threat. Literally remind yourself, hey, this is an email, not a tiger. My life is not in danger. Treat it like a false alarm in your brain's security system. Step 3. Intentionally experience a positive emotion. Now, this isn't just taking a break. It's a targeted daily ritual to counteract digital friction. Close your laptop for 60 seconds to mindfully sip your favorite coffee. Pet your dog. Look at a photo on your desk that makes you smile. Or just step away from your screens to physically discharge that energy. This targeted positive ritual physically rewires your brain and actively counters the biological cortisol spike caused by your digital stress.
Which brings us to a really important final thought. If your inbox isn't a literal jungle, and I think we've clearly established that it's not, what positive ritual will you choose today to remind your body that it's safe? The next time your phone buzzes or you feel that familiar rush of workplace friction, I challenge you to apply this rewiring technique. Acknowledge it, realize there is no tiger, and create your positive moment. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now get out there and start rewiring your resilience.